Welcome to Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast, the podcast that empowers you to turn your dreams into reality using the law of attraction. I'm your host, Papi DiNuzzo, and together we'll dive into the mindset, strategies, and energy shifts you need to create the life you've always envisioned. Whether it's health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, or spirituality. Inspired by my transformative book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, each episode brings you practical tools, inspiring stories, and bold insights to unlock your limitless potential. Get ready to manifest your greatness, and let's dive in.
Podcast disclosure. The following podcast is by DiNuzzo Private Wealth, Inc. DiNuzzo is for general informational purposes only. No portion of the podcast serves as the receipt of or as a substitute for personalized investment advice from DiNuzzo. Different types of investments involve varying degrees of risk, and it should not be assumed that future performance of any specific investment or investment strategy or any non-investment related or planning services, discussion, or content will be profitable, be suitable for your portfolio or individual situation, or prove successful. No portion of the podcast content should be construed by a client or prospective client as a guarantee that he or she will experience a certain level of results if DiNuzzo is engaged or continues to be engaged to provide investment advisory services. Namaste. I'm Mikey, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today along with Manifestation Mindset Coach Papi DiNuzzo on the Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. If you're a successful entrepreneur looking to take your business, life, health, wealth, love, and impact to the next level, the Papi Mindset Manifestation Mastermind and/or the Papi Mindset Manifestation Retreats may be just the answer and experience you've been looking for. This is where positive thoughts, emotions, and actions align with ancient wisdom within a tribe of purpose meets profit entrepreneurs who are dedicated to elevating their mindset, their energy, their results, and their fellow brothers and sisters in need. If you're ready to manifest, grow, stretch, and really step into the next newer, higher version of yourself, Papi's Mastermind and Retreats were created just for you. Also, I just want to remind everybody about Papi's social media. It is a continuous stream of positive energy and high vibrations and just good news all around. There's no doom scrolling. It's all positivity. So if you're not already, I highly recommend that you follow, share, and like Papi on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Now let's head to Papi for his monologue for today's podcast and to set the table for us. Namaste, Papi.
Namaste, Mikey. Namaste, Kim. Thank you both of you for putting together the greatest show today, the greatest podcast. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mikey, our social media continues to roll on. We just hit our 100,000 followers plus on YouTube. I think about a week ago, we got our silver plaque in, which we're very proud of. We're very thankful, appreciative, and grateful. And then also we just went over 50,000 on LinkedIn. So again, this is in the background, but as you said earlier, Mikey, in your introduction, this is about a positive message, about a positive pep talk. Anytime you're down, if you want to hear 3 or 4 or 5 positive messages, happy thoughts in a row, log into our social media, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and receive a wonderful motivational message speaking to you, my fellow brothers and sisters, to help you to manifest anything you can imagine: love, light, truth, goodness, anything in your life, health, wealth, love, happiness, relationships, experiences, spirituality. We're here for you. I say namaste, namaste, my wonderful, beautiful, intelligent, gifted, my wonderful, gifted, my sovereign, gifted fellow brothers and sisters. Namaste, Grand Rising. The spirit of me greets the spirit in you. I'm going to thank you so much for joining us today, and I'm going to congratulate you on the greatest day of your life. Today is the greatest day of your life. Just immerse yourself in that. Just immerse yourself in that. There is no past. There is no future. All you have is the present, my fellow brothers and sisters. Time is not stretched out in a linear fashion like along a continuum of a ruler or a yardstick or a long string or a long thread. It is stacked on top of each other. If you've ever looked at a 3D chessboard where there's layers of chess pieces on top of each other, this is an infinitely stacked chessboard, infinitely above, into infinity below. Stack, time is in the present. There is no past. There is no future. Time is eternally grounded in this universe in the present. Live in the present, my fellow brothers and sisters. Stop being upset and in a bad frame of mind, a low vibration, and in regret about the past. Stop that. Stop being fearful and worrying and doubtful and anxiety regarding the future. Stop complaining about the past. You can only be in the present. Put your elbows right up against your rib cages, just like two karate chops. Always keep yourself in between the two palms of your hand. Always keep your feet where your head is at. Keep your feet where your head is at. Stay in the present where you're at right now, my fellow brothers and sisters. One of the biggest things that cause our fellow brothers and sisters to manifest things into their life reactively, which is what they don't want, is by focusing on the past and complaining about it, or focusing on the future and having fear and worry and doubt and anxiety. That's what we're here for today. You did not come here today by accident. You were drawn here. When I start speaking, the metaphor would be, or you could say even literally, that I'm holding out, my subconscious mind is holding out a glass of water, and your subconscious mind is recognizing that you are dying of thirst, that you are very thirsty for this ancient wisdom. So you came to the right place. I always come to you from perspective 100%, I'm 100% purely neutral to everything. I come to you from a perspective 100% spirituality, 0% religion, 0% governments, countries, red, blue, R's, D's, whatever human beings like to argue about and butt heads about. I stay neutral as to that. I come to you from the most important universal law of all, the universal law of love is how I come to you. I love you. I love everyone. We came here. You incarnated, my fellow brothers and sisters, into this life. You incarnated into this life to love yourself and love your fellow brothers and sisters. And loving yourself has 0% to do with being self-centered or narcissistic or full of hubris or hyperbole. 0% with that. You came here to love yourself and to recognize the perfect spirit, the perfect spiritual DNA, and the perfect spiritual spark that resides and lives within you, the God spark, the spark of Yahuwah that lives within you. Perfection is what you have. There is no end to you. There is no end to your life. All energy is being created. All life has been created. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Life can neither be created nor destroyed. Life cannot be created nor destroyed. You are an endless, eternal, ethereal, spiritual being. My fellow brothers and sisters, I am so happy and grateful now that something wonderful is happening to you today. I am so happy and grateful now that something fantastic is happening to you today. I am so happy and grateful now that you have created your masterpiece today. You've created your masterpiece, my fellow brothers and sisters. You win your life one day at a time. You want to win your day. You win your morning. You want to win your morning. You win your waking ritual. When you wake up, my fellow brothers and sisters, the two most important times of the day, when you first wake up in the morning, you're setting the pace for everything from your neurology, from the quantum physics and quantum mechanics around you, the neurosciences within your body, from the spirituality above and encompassing everything and all. You're setting the table for all of this when you very first wake up in the morning. When you very first wake up in the morning, take control of your day. Laying in bed, when you're just 1% aware that you are alive. I am so happy and grateful. Now, today is the greatest day of my life. I am so happy and grateful now. Today is the most magnificent day of my life. I'm so happy and grateful now. I have created my masterpiece today. I'm so happy and grateful now that something wonderful is happening to me today. I'm so happy and grateful now that something wonderful is happening to my spouse, my partner, my loved one, my children, your family pet. We love our family pets. We love our dogs. We love our cats. We love our horses. Whatever your family pet, I'm so happy and grateful now something wonderful is happening to my family pet and state their name. Everything around you, my fellow brothers and sisters, we are all connected. We're connected to each other, fellow brothers and sisters. We're connected to the animals around us. We're connected to the trees around us, to the plants, to all living life, to everything. We are all interconnected. This creator structured this universe, this galaxy, this planet, this earth we live on, Mother Earth, Gaia, more complex than you can ever imagine. Don't try to figure this out.
Mm.
Stay out of your left brain, get into your right brain, into the creative side. This is where the magic happens, my fellow brothers and sisters. Just rejoice right now. You're driving your car, you're cooking dinner, you're waking up in the morning, you're shaving or showering, you're getting ready to just like pump your fist one time and like, yes, yes, this is the greatest day of my life. Something wonderful is happening to me today. Don't worry about what it is. Something fantastic is happening to me today. Forget about what it is. I just had the greatest meeting at the crack of dawn this morning I could ever imagine. Something wonderful happened to me yesterday. I got an introduction to come to a paid speaking gig in New York City, completely out of, I mean, you couldn't even imagine this in a million years. The offer that I got to come and do a paid speaking gig in New York City in about 6 weeks from right now, it will just come out of nowhere. It will completely come out of nowhere, my brothers and sisters. Don't ever worry about the if or the when or the how. It is on its way. It's not up to you, the how, that's not up to you. You plant this seed, you think the thought, you use your imagination, you use your ideas, you use your thoughts, and you apply the secret sauce, emotions and feelings, and you are on your way. That is the core, CORE. That's the core of the recipe. You're an immortal spiritual being. What better feeling can you have? What better feeling can you have than this, my fellow brothers and sisters? And know that most of the challenges you have here on planet Earth, you embrace them. You embrace the challenges you have. You say, that's good. Thank you. There are no problems. There are no challenges. Are no obstacles. These are all breadcrumbs for you to get to the goals that you want to achieve. You just need a little bit of a nudge from the universe. And when you run into something that seems like a challenge to you, most times it's a karmic lesson, or it's a lesson, or it's part of your contract. You wanted that. You wanted that challenge. You wanted it. You wanted it. So lean into it, my fellow brothers and sisters. You wanted to have that challenge because you know you could accomplish it. You know you could accomplish it to further elevate and purify your spirit and move upward and onward. So, my fellow brothers and sisters, again, you possess perfection inside of you. A perfect spirit, perfect spiritual DNA, perfect spiritual spark. The God spark is inside you. It can't be any better than that. You have perfection inside of you. You have the ability to manifest anything you could imagine, to create anything that you so desire. Yeshua said, Jesus said, you will go on to do what I have done, and you will go on to do even greater things. I didn't say that. Yeshua, Jesus said that. You will go on to do even greater things than I. This is the recipe. This is how the universe works. Open up, my fellow brothers and sisters. You came here today to drink out of that glass of water, to absorb this ancient wisdom. Take it in, soak it in. It's all about repetition, 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 repetition. You have negativity, and we don't put any emotion or feelings into this, coming at you all day long from dozens of different perspectives, mediums, media, television, screens, other fellow brothers and sisters, etc. My fellow brothers and sisters, I want you to live inside out. Pappy's here to teach you to live your life inside out, starting from that very first waking moment in the morning, to live your life inside out, not like the 97% of our fellow brothers and sisters, like the 97 out of 100 who are living outside in. Something happens and they get, a lot of our brothers and sisters, they state this trigger word like a badge of honor. They're proud that they get triggered. The most powerful force in the universe is the thought that you have in your head, in your mind. Your mind is a combination of your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your body working in harmony. Most powerful force in the universe is the thought in your mind. You can only hold one thought. You can only hold one thought at a time in your mind. My brothers and sisters, never, ever, ever give up. Never give up that power. It doesn't matter if you're like my Italian grandmother, and my Italian grandmother Rose, and have a third grade education. You don't have to have a PhD. You don't have to have a master's degree. You don't have to have a college degree. You don't have to have a high school degree. Every one of you has this power within you. The power starts with your imagination, your ideas, and your thoughts. You never give up that thought. Never, ever let outside influences influence your thought. I want you to be deliriously optimistic. And in spite of everything, just flick these things away to come at you, flick them, smack them out of the way, and stay in your optimism. Stay deliriously optimistic, and you will start to see these coming into your life. You'll start to see people coming into your life, opportunities, experiences, whatever it may be. You will start to see the results. And in less than a year, you can make more progress than you would ever imagine. In less than 5 years, you can completely, absolutely reinvent yourself, my fellow brothers and sisters. So thank you so much for joining us today on Papi Mindset Coach Podcast. We have such a wonderful podcast set up for you. Today, we're going to be focusing on the law of substitution, universal laws. This entire universe runs like the greatest, largest Swiss watch you could ever imagine. There is no woo. It's actually the most scientific structure you could ever imagine. This is where spirituality meets science at the very highest level. So we're here today to shine universal light at you, my fellow brothers and sisters, love and light and truth and goodness, for an awakening, a grand awakening, for the inner knowing inside of you, the inner knowing and the grand remembrance. I send my love to you, my fellow brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for joining us today as we roll up our sleeves. Again, it's all about repetition. I say, read my book every day. I offer you a free copy of my book, papimindsetcoach.com, P-A-P-I mindsetcoach.com. My book, we call it Macy sometimes, M-A-Y-C-I, Macy, for manifest anything you can imagine. Give us your basic information. We will email you a free copy of my book. It's all about repetition. Read my book, listen to my book on Audible, listen to the podcast, listen to the social media positive messages. My fellow brothers and sisters, just this alone. We talked about, Mikey, I think last show or the show before, the 25-year study to research from Harvard University. The number one predictor of your future success, is the 5 people closest to you in your life, the 5 people closest to you. What my suggestion to you is, place Papi in your inner circle. Place me in your inner circle. A lot of brothers and sisters say, Papi, I'm down on confidence. I'm just learning about this. I'm having a hard time getting started. I don't believe in myself. My fellow brothers and sisters, I love you. I believe in you 100%. 100% right now. You may think you have this much ability. I know you have this much ability. You think you may have this great of a future. I know you have this great of a future. Borrow my belief. Borrow my belief in you to just start getting 1% better a day. Just start getting 1% better a day. I know you can do it. You came to the right place today, to the Papi Mindset Coach podcast. Thank you so much, my wonderful fellow brothers and sisters. Again, thank you, Kim, for producing such a great show. Thank you, Mikey, for being such a great co-host. What a great lineup we have, and we're just off to such a powerful start. So thank you, my wonderful fellow brothers and sisters, for joining us today. Namaste.
Thank you, Pappy. And I just want to congratulate you on the silver plaque. That's fantastic. That's the first time I'm seeing it. And also, like everything that you do not for rewards or plaques or anything. To me, that's just a symbol, a reminder of how many brothers and sisters you are reaching every day. So I just think that that's wonderful. It's more than just a reward or a plaque. So thank you for that. And, I'm really excited to get started on today's show and the benefits of the law of substitution. But before we dig into that, can you tell us a little bit about the morning mindset meditation that you led in Zurich, Switzerland?
Yes, Mike, and you're so great. You're the expert at stimulating thought and new topics and conversation. So thank you for being in your zone of genius, for being so great at what you're great at. And what Mikey just mentioned, my brothers and sisters, Kim and I were just going through the other day, and we are just on one of our social media channels with thousands of comments. And we're going through, and Kim and I just said, Kim, we got to read these. I did, because I told her I love reading them, getting feedback from our father, brothers, sisters, interacting as much as we can. And it's just positive comment after positive comment after positive comment. And I talked to so many other fellow brothers and sisters, and one of the things they have is like, Pappy, my social media, the negative comments, the people who are, doing different things. There's all these slang words for it I'm not going to get into. And it was, I think Kim and I went through, it was like hundreds and hundreds of consecutive positive comments. You're in the right place, my fellow brothers and sisters. You are in the right place. You are a part of this tribe of love and light and truth and goodness. You've come to the right place. And again, I'm recommending all these experiences that cost nothing, podcasts, social media, my book, etc., for you to absorb this ancient wisdom. Yes, Mike, I gave a presentation. It was a multiple presentation. I gave a keynote presentation, and there was some breakouts, and then I did a meditation also in Zurich, Switzerland. And it was the most fascinating. Literally, they had a meditation room in the hotel, and it was the most fascinating meditation room that I've ever seen anywhere. The ceiling inside might have been 20 feet in height. It went up to like a spiral in the ceiling, and the entire room and the entire ceiling and everything was a mosaic. If you look at mosaics, if you went into a church or some type of building like that, or just thousands of tiny little pieces when put together, give you the full image when you stand back from it. But this was a mosaic of mirrors, just an entire meditation room, a mosaic of mirrors, and just brought in slightly different colors, mostly golds and silvers, etc. And just such a great energy and such a unique environment. And leading into the meditation room, there's the um, the Fibonacci, the Fibonacci pattern that's almost like a spiral. It starts at a point in the middle and spirals out and spirals a little bit wider. So, in order to enter the meditation room, there was a hallway that was wrapped around the meditation room with a couple of times that you had to walk around before you went in. And what a great experience, Mikey. This meditation room full of attendees. We had a full house. I think it sat maybe up to 15 people, but we were pretty much almost elbow to elbow. And just what a wonderful experience. And I just remind all of us that on this journey, my fellow brothers and sisters, and why that inner circle is so important, what I want you to do is try to have fellow brothers and sisters who are close to you, a spouse, partner, significant other, one of your children. I just had a retreat, and a gentleman felt so strongly about this. He brought his son to the retreat, and just what a great experience that was for the father to take this information in, this ancient wisdom, and his son to take this ancient wisdom in as well. I just did a presentation to a national chiropractic master class. It was a mastermind master class, an all woman master class mastermind. And one of the women was busy. It was on a Saturday afternoon. I did it at 12 noon Eastern here. I live in the eastern part of the United States. I did it at 12 noon Eastern, and one of the mothers was driving around, and she's driving her two children in the back. She said, that's the only way I could listen to it. And she came on. We had a Q&A at the end of the presentation. I talked for about 55 minutes. And then when she came on, she said she loved the information so much, and she was so grateful. And you've heard Papi say before, tag it, TAG, thanks, appreciation, gratitude. Just tag everything. The more thanks, appreciation, gratitude you give for everything, my brothers and sisters, the more that's coming into your life. I can promise you that. And she's given thanks and appreciation and gratitude, Mikey, for the number one thing she said. Papi, I loved your talk today. It was fantastic. It touched me, etc. She's the thing I'm happiest about is that I was driving around doing errands this morning, and I got to listen to your entire talk as we were driving around. And my children, most importantly, in the backseat, both of my children got to hear this. She said, I am so happy that my two children got to hear this message. The other gentleman I was talking about last week's show, Mike, I'm trying to meet with him again on some other topics. He loves driving to school in the morning, playing the podcast in the background when his two sons are in the back seat, and just them listening to it. I tell you, my brothers and sisters, play this in the background while you're cooking dinner, while you're getting ready in the morning, while you're doing anything. You could be mopping the floor, cleaning the bathroom, whatever you're doing. Don't worry about actively listening to every word. Your subconscious mind is hearing every word. Just let it play. Just let it play. So it was the same thing in that room back in Switzerland, Mikey, in the meditation room, a full room of fellow brothers and sisters. And when you get brothers and sisters together who are there for a purpose, that's what I was getting back to, us supporting each other. All the brothers and sisters there were there for a reason. They were all there for a reason, and their positive energy made that such a powerful room. So we spent about 45 minutes together there. And when I do any type of meditation like that, it's more of an affirmation, intention, positive messaging, just a repetitive positive messaging going into their subconscious minds. It was just great participation all throughout the class. And one gentleman had told me, Mikey, at the end, he said, Papi, I really, really enjoyed the presentation. And he told me, he says, I enjoyed it so much that I fell asleep. I said, at first, I'm like, okay, brother, that's a unique compliment. He said, no, Pappy. He said, let me tell you why that's the greatest compliment. He said, my back has been killing me so much for the last couple of weeks. I did something to it a couple of weeks ago. And he said, shortly after you got started, so this is a 45-minute 45-minute event that we had discuss, where I was leading the meditation. And he said about 15, 20 minutes in, he said, it was so soothing, so calming, his entire body relaxed. And he fell asleep sitting right there in his chair. He said it was like the greatest sleep that he's had in a couple of weeks. So again, my fellow brothers and sisters, your subconscious mind is thirsting for this knowledge. Just open yourself up. Turn off your conscious mind, turn off your stinking thinking, turn off Mr. Stupid, and just go into the awe-inspiring power of your subconscious mind, which creates 95% of what you create here on planet Earth. Get your stinking thinking the heck out of the way. Get into the rich treasury of your subconscious mind. And again, just that wonderful morning of affirmations and intentions, the wonderful morning of repetition, repetition, repetition. Our brothers and sisters are sitting in that meditation room, just soaking up this positive energy that I was sharing with them. And the positive message was just so powerful for all of us. We all came out here on cloud nine. We were all flying light on our feet. We came out. It was such a great experience. And again, just the power of combining it with even one fellow brother and sister. So I try to get the ones that are closest to you to go on this journey with you, at least to offer to them, There's nothing better than spouses can do, significant others, partners in life, than syncing up your right hemispheres, the creative side of your mind, not syncing up so much as far as deep bonding with the left side. Let's sit down and do math equations together. Let's, whatever else it may be, work on some algebra or physics, but it's on the creative side of your mind, working on doing things. You could be doing things such as affirmations together, doing intentions together, praying together, meditating together. You could be doing even just light exercise and stretching. You could be doing yoga, and then it'd be fancy yoga, just some light stretching, just some physical activity together, which is your mind completely turned off, your conscious mind completely turned off. Sync up your right hemispheres to be in the greatest relationship possible. And it was a magical day that I still feel the energy from. And I just want to remind all of my fellow brothers and sisters listening to our podcast today, this is available to you as well. Start with your inner circle, start with the loved ones in your family, and you'll never know unless you have a conversation with them what better to go on a journey of love and light and truth and goodness. Thanks, Mikey.
Thank you. It sounds like a beautiful experience, and you're right. It's like not a huge compliment usually whenever somebody falls asleep, but like you always say, like, you're never there by accident, there's no coincidences. That's where that gentleman needed to be in that moment, and that's exactly what it's all about, is that meditation, just leaving your physical body and feeling good about yourself. Um, and talking about good things is, the free weekly email that you send to everybody on your mailing list, giving everyone kind of just explaining the concepts to live by, just reminding us that repetition is our key to manifesting success. And with so much negativity around us, Papi just wants to provide us with a positive message every week. And what is the concept to live by that you're sharing today, Papi?
Yes, Mikey. One of the recent ones that Kim just sent out was just simply titled Your Mind. And the key word here is mind, MIND. And sometimes, Mikey, our brothers and sisters will say, Pappy, you're repeating yourself. I've heard you say that a number of times. So we know what the rule is with Pappy. When you hear me repeat anything, the more you the more you hear me repeat something, the rule is the more important it is. Okay. It's a real straightforward rule. So your mind, I share with everyone, Mikey, the image. So I can just ask anyone right now just to visualize. A lot of you may be doing this while you're driving, or again, you're not in front of your screen watching the podcast as well. You're just listening to it. And just imagine at the end of my pointing finger, just drawing a real big circle all the way around my head, like a fluorescent light. Just think of a real, like a white line all the way around my head, a real big circle around my head with my face in the middle. And think of a horizontal line going through the middle. And we put a C in the top half of that circle and an SC in the bottom half of the circle. So the top half of that circle is our conscious mind. The bottom half is our subconscious mind. The little line going down from the bottom of that circle, from underneath the subconscious mind. Draw a small circle down below that, put a B in that for your body. put a line up on each side for our arms and our hands, a line down on each side for our legs and our feet. Your mind, my fellow brothers and sisters, is the combination of your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your body working in harmony. This is the most basic image I can give you to understand your mind. Your mind is not your brain. 99% of our brothers and sisters will think it's their brain. You've heard me say, your brain is no more of your mind than your nose or toes are your mind. It's not your mind. Your mind is your conscious mind, what I call your stinking thinking. Dolores Cannon called it Mr. Stupid, but it does have a couple of very, very important jobs on earth. It's on top of your subconscious mind. It is here to protect your subconscious mind. It's the dome and it's the shield. That is your thinking mind that says, I cancel that. I reject that. I refuse to participate. No, nope. I refuse that. We don't put any emotions or feelings into it. We just flick it away. Like I said, just flick on our finger, just with the back of our hand, just wipe it away, push it away. We cancel, reject any thought attempting to get into our subconscious mind. We cancel, reject it with our conscious mind in a tie for number one. It's the most important job on earth. The magic happens within our subconscious mind. That's where the magic happens. 95% of what you create is there. This pure power and energy and spirit flowing down into us and through us all day long, lighting up our chakras, down through our conscious mind, subconscious mind, down into it through our body. As Buddha said, you'll become what you think, you'll attract what you feel, you'll create what you imagine. When Buddha said you will attract what you feel, this power and spirit energy coming down through us, we have our thoughts, we apply to secret sauce, our feelings and emotions. There are vibrations coming out of our body, which fine-tune into frequencies. That is what you're going to attract into your life. That frequency, I want you to send out from your launch point above your waist on your body, above your waist. I want a high launch point for your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your words, your beliefs, and your observations. So I talked to you an awful lot. We talked already earlier, Mikey, about some of the keys to winning your life or winning your day. And what are two of the key points? Your waking ritual when you wake up and your sleeping ritual before you fall asleep. So today's coaching point is, what's the easiest way to manage your day in between waking ritual and your sleeping ritual? And very simply, without you going out and reading my book and memorizing it or reading another dozen books or whatever else have you, gratitude, 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 gratitude. And I say to tag it, TAG. T for thanks, A for appreciation, and G for gratitude. Never, ever, my fellow brothers and sisters, never, ever forget. Use gratitude all day long. Use gratitude all day long. Again, I come to you from perspective 100% pure spirituality. I am neutral as to everything brothers and sisters argue about. Whatever your religious beliefs are your religious beliefs. I stay completely neutral as to that. I'm talking to brothers and sisters on every continent on earth. And every brother and sister I talk to thinks that their religion is it. And that's absolutely fine. But you have to appreciate, from my perspective, more religious beliefs than you can ever imagine scattered all across this planet Earth. I stay neutral as to all of it. That's in your heart, your soul. That's your journey where you're at, my brothers and sisters. I'm coming from the very highest perspective, pure, 100% spirituality. And gratitude is the get out of jail free card all day long. When you are in any negative mindset, just pause. Just think of where you're at right now, whether you're in your kitchen, your bathroom, driving a car, you're at work, sitting outside by your swimming pool, wherever you may be right now. Just take a look around you. Take a look around. Just look at all the things that you can start to give. You can give gratitude for a half a dozen items almost immediately. And the more you think, the more you'll be able to give gratitude for. And what did I say in the opening monologue of today's podcast? Your mind can only carry one thought at a time. When you pause and take a breath and give gratitude, now gratitude is occupying your mind. Gratitude is occupying your mind. And again, I don't quote the Bible. I attempt to stay as neutral as possible. I refer to the Bible as a historical document. And again, everyone has their own religious beliefs. But there's some very powerful quotes in there that I think when you feel how it resonates with you, you feel how it resonates with you. You know, one of the most powerful quotes to me is when you pray, pray as if you have already received it and it has been granted unto you. Just think about that, my brothers and sisters. When you give gratitude, giving gratitude in advance, the assumption of the wish fulfilled. When I did my intentions earlier this morning for today's podcast, I assumed the assumption of the wish fulfilled. I assumed that feeling. I visualized the great job that Kim did on today's show. I visualized the great job that Mikey did on today's show. I did to visualize the great job that I did on today's podcast. And most importantly, I assume that feeling of the wish fulfilled. And my wish fulfilled is to deliver pure 100% love and ancient wisdom and knowledge to you. And I was in that moment of success and I felt so good. And I did pump my fist. I'm like, yes, it just feels so good. That was the greatest podcast. We delivered so much value to our brothers and sisters. We connected with them so well. We delivered to them so much wonderful ancient wisdom. We're all in this together. It's so great sharing energy with fellow tribe members. I get your energy coming through, brothers and sisters. When I'm on a Zoom meeting, when I'm on a virtual meeting, and that screen, the more faces that are on there, it is more and more and more. I can feel that energy. I can even just feel the energy right now with you being tuned into this and listening to this. And I love your positive energy. I love you. I love your loved ones. I want to help you with everything that's important to you in your life. I understand a lot of the key wage earners in the household, no matter what spouse you are, what partner you are, what significant other you are, there's pressures on you that you think sometimes we're going to minimize that word and we're going to put that off to the side, but you feel certain things. You want to provide for your family. You've come to the right place, my fellow brothers and sisters. You've come to the right place to live your best life in your best health, your physical health, your mental wellness, wealth in your life, more assets, less liabilities, whatever it may be, paying off that credit card, paying off that college loan, getting out from underneath some debt, paying that down, paying down that liability, health, wealth, love, whatever you want in your life, you desire right now. You are not married. You desire to have a spouse, or you desire to have a significant other, you desire to have a partner, you just desire to have someone to spend quality time with. This is all within your reach, my fellow brothers and sisters. Health, wealth, love, happiness, relationships, experiences, and spirituality, to live your best life in all these categories. And I say living richly. And living richly just doesn't apply to something to do with wealth and money. Living richly in your health. What's more important than that? Living richly in your physical health, living richly in your mental wellness. When Yeshua, Jesus said that the kingdom lives within you, that the keys to the kingdom live within you, that is what Papi is talking with you about today. That's what I'm always talking about with you in this message of love. In these dozens and dozens of universal laws that not only guide and operate and rule over our little speck of sand planet Earth here, but the entire galaxy, more importantly, the entire universe, more importantly, universes upon universes upon universes, the rules that rule all of this. We are in the game of life, my fellow brothers and sisters. And my suggestion to you is you will not succeed at any game unless you know the rules. And the rules of this universe, of this planet that we live on, are the universal laws. And the universal law that stands tallest at the head, at the apex, above all, is the universal law of love. Universal law of love. You came here to love yourself. I said earlier, love your fellow brothers and sisters. You can manifest anything you so desire as long as it doesn't take away from a fellow brother or sister, or harm a fellow brother and sister, or heaven forbid, perpetuate evil in any way, shape, or form. We can just know that just going into it. But you come here to love yourself, love your fellow brothers and sisters. And the more love that you send out, at first you'll be surprised. And after a while, you won't. The more love that comes back to you, sevenfold, sevenfold times sevenfold. It will come back to you, my fellow brothers and sisters. So it's universal law of substitution, one of our most beautiful, powerful laws. When you substitute gratitude into your thought in the place of whatever you were worried about, whatever you're fearful about, doubtful, anxiety, complaining about, jealous, envy, whatever it is, my fellow brothers and sisters, just like waving a magic wand, it just eliminates it. Now that thought's on the gratitude, and you'll get better and better at this. You just start thinking about gratitude. A lot of fellow brothers and sisters have even a more powerful experience if they write it down. And you don't have to worry about if you do have a gratitude journal for that journal, that's wonderful. Even just writing on a piece of paper, even just writing it down, get your frontal cortex involved from the neuroscience. Just writing that down is so powerful, writing it down on a piece of paper. So I just remind you, the universal law of substitution, to substitute gratitude. Anytime you're going through a challenge, you can only hold one thought at a mind in your mind at a time. When you switch it to gratitude, just this one thing alone, I call it a get out of jail free card. You just apply that, and anytime you can switch your day around during the course of your day. So very simply, I've already taught you without you reading any fancy books a lot about your waking ritual, a lot about your sleeping ritual. You want to go to sleep with the assumption of your wish fulfilled, thinking and feeling as if you have already accomplished your goal, whatever your biggest goal is on life. And you don't have to do the same goal every day, but typically you're going to be focused on what I call your faith and belief goal, on your largest goal. But you'll have some other goals coming up. I say your most important experiences, 3 to 6 per day, then your mini experiences. And you may consider one of your mini experiences when you go to sleep tonight, you may consider that to be a dentist appointment that you have tomorrow. Well, you can assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled regarding your dentist appointment. It doesn't need to be for your number one faith and goal every night. You have something else that comes into your life is important before you go to sleep. As a stated, or as I stated a quote, and I just state these uh, loosely, so to speak. I'm not trying to quote exactly the Bible. When you pray as if you've already received it and it is yours. At first, you'll be surprised, my fellow brothers and sisters, but as gratitude starts to work for you, and you can see how powerful just this one tool is for you used throughout the day, just with this one tool, waking up properly that first 5 or 10 or 15 minutes at the most before you go to sleep, the last 5 or 10 minutes before you fall asleep, up to 15 minutes, even up to do hours of this, just 5 or 10 minutes, the waking ritual, sleeping ritual, and gratitude throughout the day can help to improve your life more than you can imagine. You're on your way, my fellow brothers and sisters, to the life that you've always dreamed about in health, wealth, and love, and everything and anything that's important to you.
Um, well, you packed a lot into that concept to live by. The mind and the law of substitution seem to like go together. And I know you already talked a lot about the gratitude and the thanks and the appreciation, but do you want to add more to the manifest coaching tip?
Yeah, I was just focusing, Mikey, on just the law of substitution. I know sometimes Pappy goes down like a couple of side roads or even like a whole labyrinth, what have you. But yeah, the main point was just about the law of substitution and using gratitude to substitute for whatever that negative feeling or thought or emotion is, just to go to gratitude and just to get really, really good at applying gratitude, thanks, appreciation, gratitude. And when you have substituted thanks or appreciation or gratitude in place of that negative thought, just that alone is going to help you so much throughout your day. I'm giving gratitude. I'm giving thanks and appreciation, gratitude. I gave that story, Mikey, about that early text message I got about the paid speaking gig in New York City earlier. I must have given thanks, appreciation, gratitude 10, 15, 20 times within the next 10 or 15 minutes. And this is while I'm getting dressed and everything in the morning for that message that I received. My brothers and sisters, genuine, heartfelt, authentic thanks, appreciation, gratitude. Nothing more powerful than that, to use that in the universal law of substitution.
Thanks. I love that. And I love the abbreviation that you use, tag, because I don't know, like on social media, they'll say, oh, I tagged you in this photo. I tagged you in this photo. And it's kind of neat because you can just tag people in your life, just tag them, thank them, appreciate them, and give them gratitude for being in your life. So I think that's pretty neat. Um, and you mentioned about thanks and gratitude. And one of the ways that you can do that is through your affirmations. And you mentioned, praise if it's already happened. Your affirmations are as if they've already happened. I am so grateful now that. So, what is the one that we have today?
Yes, Mikey, thank you so much. Yes, and always, and my brother and sister, you always see that I spell am, am, capitalized anytime I write it. I am, I am, the two most powerful words in the English language or any language. Be extraordinarily careful the word or phrase or sentence that comes after that. Extraordinarily careful. Every word, my fellow brothers and sisters, every word carries meaning, carries definition, carries power, carries energy, carries vibration, carries frequency. Be extraordinarily careful. We start off every affirmation. I am so happy and grateful now that. We always start off exactly the same way. I am so happy and grateful now that I live in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. One of the many affirmations from my book, Macy, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine. My fellow brothers and sisters, this is one of the biggest forks in the highway that I want you just to trust me. And I say, stick with me, trust me, my fellow brothers and sisters, until you'd find one of two things not to be true. Either I'm lying to you, I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. You'll never run into either of those, okay? But still use that as your rule set. I live in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. Just think of yourself standing right now and you're going down a highway and the highway splits into two. It's like the giant letter Y. You're at the long base of the Y on the bottom, driving up towards where it splits. And you have a decision. The road's going to veer off to the left, and the highway sign says 3D. The road's going to veer off to the right, and the big highway sign up above you says 5D. Just think of it, the big green and white, the white letters on the large green sign typically. That is the fork you're at right now, my fellow brothers and sisters. And all I do is offer suggestions to you. That's all Papi does. I want you to do your homework, and your homework typically requires no books or no reading. Immerse yourself, typically in silence even. If you fast, even a little bit, and you place yourself in silence by yourself just for a little bit, and you don't even have to fast, but if you did fast and you place yourself in a room by yourself with nothing around you, no screens, no cell phones, no noise, no music, no books, no pen, no pencil, no anything, just sit there and just take it in. You're being sent pure downloads and 100% correct information with love and light and truth and goodness all day long. I told you, when do we tag? We tag all day long. It's happened to me multiple times already this morning. We tape our podcast typically a little bit around, or approximately around 7 a.m. in the morning, a little bit after. I'm already giving thanks and appreciation, gratitude for numerous things before we get into that. Start this, my fellow brothers and sisters. Make this part of your day, giving this gratitude constantly throughout your day to become so natural. I live in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. So the point I was leading up to there, Mikey, was when these thoughts come into my mind, even there was a half a dozen, just brushing my teeth, getting ready this morning, showering, shaving, and these thoughts come in. I was getting ready to leave the house, and it was a reminder, that I had forgot something. My fellow brothers and sisters, I've told you this, if you've listened to me a million times, that's not your conscious mind, that's your subconscious mind. And just think about when the thought pops into your mind, make sure you do this. Don't forget to take that. You have a meeting coming up, whatever it is 100% correct all the time. That's your access to all knowledge and all power of all time through your subconscious mind connected to the universal subconscious mind. And what I want you to do is when you get that gift, and these gifts are coming down like rain, like spiritual rain into your body all day long, coming down, give thanks for that. Give appreciation, give gratitude, and say, thank you so much. Please keep that coming. I am so grateful. Please keep that coming. Please don't stop. Send me more and more. Allow me to recognize more. Allow me to open myself up to these messages of love that are coming into me all day long, to shut this noise and this garbage off, to receive these messages, my fellow brothers and sisters, all day long. This is coming into you. You'll get better and better at it. And the quickest way I know to get better at it is to recognize it and give thanks and appreciation, gratitude as soon as it happens. So you're at that fork in the road, my fellow brothers and sisters. Are you going to take the 3D highway to the left or the 5D to the right? This is the gift that you have. We're going through the 4D right now. 4D is about awakening and ascension. We are in the middle of the big shift to the new earth. You're going to be seeing things, my fellow brothers and sisters, you could never even imagine. You're going to be going through things you could never even imagine. And what did Papi tell you earlier? Embrace it. Love it. get close to it, put your arms on it. You said you knew that this is what you wanted. You said, I want to incarnate into this life and experience this. So embrace it. Embrace it. Your karmic experiences, your karmic lessons. You wanted this. There are no surprises. You picked your entry date. You picked your exit date. You picked how you wanted to enter. You picked how you wanted to exit. These aren't things to be nervous about or worried about. You are an endless, eternal, ethereal, spiritual being with perfection inside of you. So my suggestion to you is get off the 3D highway. It's not that somebody else has your stuff. It's not a zero-sum game. It's not a mindset that's to be in a competitive mindset. You want to be in a creative mindset. Stop being in a mindset of scarcity. Papi wants you in a mindset of abundance. Stop being in a mindset of fear. I want you to be in a mindset of faith. Stop being in a negative attitude, low vibration. I want you in a positive attitude, high vibration. My fellow brothers and sisters, all it takes is your mind. All it takes your mind. You can have a grade school education, like my Italian grandma, you can have a third grade education, and you can accomplish all of this. So I want you to search inside of yourself, within your subconscious mind, and just allow it to see what comes through you. The fact that you live in a perfect and infinite thought is the key word, thought universe. You live in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. And the more you focus on us, my fellow brothers and sisters, the more you quiet everything, the more you live inside out, you will recognize this, you will embrace it. My suggestion to you, will recognize that what Papi is speaking to you is the truth, but you're on your own journey. I'm just here to help you. I am merely a vessel. When my lips are moving, it's not my voice coming out. I am merely a deliverer of the message. This entire movement has nothing whatsoever, zero, to do with Papi. This entire movement is all about the message, and this, at its highest level, is a message of love for you and to you, my wonderful, beautiful fellow brothers and sisters.
Thank you so much. And now we've come to the part of the podcast where one of our listeners has submitted a question, and this one, Pappy, is a three-parter. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know. So ready? So what are limiting beliefs? Can you please provide some examples of limiting beliefs? And how can I spot them and start to eliminate them?
Yes, Mikey, we can write a whole book on these. So I'll approach this from a little bit of a summary perspective. But limiting beliefs, my fellow brothers and sisters, whenever Pappy said to you before that I love you more than words can ever express, but BUT, your software and hardware operating system within you, which I would suggest is in your subconscious mind, it has a virus. It has a virus, and that's what Pappy's here for you, is to help to eradicate that virus. Your third trimester, when you were in your mother's womb, and your first 7 years on earth, every suggestion, comment, everything that you heard went into your subconscious mind as though it was the truth, as it was the Bible, as it was the truth. That's where a lot of your limiting beliefs started to be formed. When you were raised in a family, as I told you before, I had, believe it or not, I've been, by a lot of people's estimate, very, very successful from a wealth perspective, from a money perspective. I've always been good at this. I mean, this is for previous lifetimes. This is it. This is my jam, so to speak, and my zone of genius. But excuse me, from the way I was raised, with my mother and father being born at the beginning of the Great Depression here in the United States, with my grandparents' family being born in the slums of Italy, the slums of Naples, Italy, with my Polish family, my grandparents and great-grandparents coming from the ghettos of Warsaw, Poland. It was a horrendous, horrendous limiting belief that I had around money. From a religious perspective, money's the root of all evil. It just went on and on and on. So your limiting beliefs are what you have, my fellow brothers and sisters, in your subconscious mind. And to be fair, I'm saying we don't ever beat ourselves up over this. A lot of this came before you understood the rules of the game that you're in, this game of life. But now, as you've heard the old saying, just knowing the enemy, knowing the challenge, knowing whatever it is, that's 80% of the battle. Just the fact that you're here is already 80% of the battle. This is a blessed day that you're here taking in this wonderful ancient wisdom. So our limiting beliefs, these are all built, and these all show up even when you're having your self-talk, talking to yourself. I'm not any good at money. Oh, I'll never pay these bills off. Nobody in my family's any good at this. My family, we were born on the wrong side of the tracks, so we're gonna be on the wrong side of tracks my entire life. That's just the way that it is. All these limiting beliefs, they live in your subconscious mind. None of them are true. They've been placed there under false pretenses. They are not true. You possess the ability to manifest anything you can imagine. So Pappy's here to get into your subconscious mind with you, into this virus in your operating system. Bob Proctor would call this your paradigm. I refer to it more as your operating system, your belief system that's embedded in your subconscious mind. But if you, Bob sits on the table of humanity with me to counsel humanity, and one of my muses, one of my mentors, you'll hear Bob refer to this as your paradigm an awful lot. But here, where your limiting beliefs reside, your subconscious mind, this is in a tie for your number one challenge because it's these limiting beliefs that are holding you back. You can manifest anything you can imagine. So examples are all these limiting beliefs we have that I will never be good at sports, or I have some type of physical ailment. Well, my mom had that or my dad had it, and I think my grandparents had it, so I'm going to have that. Whatever it is regarding health, wealth, love, happiness, relationships, whatever it is, these limiting beliefs that reside in your subconscious mind, they've been placed there by suggestions, and these suggestions come from outside sources and forces, the television, movies, music, family members, peers, the internet, your computer screen, social media, some way, shape, and form, coworkers, wherever it's come from, and also from your self-talk. These limiting beliefs that build up in your subconscious mind. So now at least you know that that's what the challenge is. And what have you heard Pappy talk about? That's why I repeat myself, because the key to this is repetition, 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 getting into your limiting beliefs in your subconscious mind, taking out one or two bad things every day, putting in one or two good things every day. So how you spot them is when they show up an awful lot of time in your self-talk, when you're talking to yourself, whenever you are feeling uncomfortable. One of the biggest things, Mikey, that I want our brothers and sisters who are listening today to know is as you start to make progress with your positive affirmations, with your positive intentions, with your positive prayers, praying in a positive format, Source wants you praying from a perspective of abundance, not scarcity. And as you start to approach this affirmation, intention, prayers from a positive perspective, my brothers and sisters, there will be a point in time where you will start to feel uncomfortable. That's a great thing. That is great because now you're on the right track and your subconscious mind is loaded up with all these limiting beliefs in your virus. And in a great way, it starts to freak out. It's like, what is going on? We've been living in this like fat, dumb, and happy zone or whatever for like quite a while. And now we got some type of change coming here. Change is like a 4-letter word. Well, what's going on? That is great. When you have that impact on yourself and you feel overwhelmed or you feel a giant pushback or there's like a big wall in front of you, my fellow brothers and sisters, carry on. Carry on. You're going to break through this. So these limiting beliefs, again, they have been built even before you were born. This footer and foundation started your third trimester in your mother's womb. In those first 7 years when you were on earth, your conscious mind was not developed. You couldn't say no or nope. You couldn't say, I can't, so I reject. You couldn't say, I refuse to participate. You couldn't say, I'm going to flip the script on that. All those negative suggestions went into your subconscious mind. Then, even after the age of 7, you allowed thousands and even more, but we'll just leave it at thousands of other negative suggestions to come in. And then, even on top of that, you yourself, who are the most powerful being in this entire relationship, have offered to yourself what are called auto suggestions, AUTO hyphen suggestions, suggestions from yourself to yourself. You've told yourself, unfortunately, my brothers and sisters, I'm not good enough. I could never do that. I can't do that. Who am I kidding? You have stacked this in your subconscious mind You've fed in and led into your limiting beliefs. But as I said, hallelujah, we're here today knowing what the challenge is 80% or more. 80% or more of it, you're already at a very high passing grade on your exam, just knowing what this challenge is. So, my fellow brothers and sisters, pretty much at the heart and soul of what I talk about over and over again relates back to these limiting beliefs and everything that I'm teaching you, affirmations and intentions, positive prayers, is how to blow this up, take a bulldozer to it, take a jackhammer to it, take a shovel and a pick to get it out of your subconscious mind. And believe me, just by being here today, just by you being here today, you're making more progress than you can ever imagine. So double thumbs up, hands up to you, namaste, blowing kisses to you. I love you, my fellow brothers and sisters. Thank you for the progress that you're making today. Just being here today, you are growing by leaps and bounds. I promise you.
Thank you so much for those answers, Pappy. You talked about when your lips are moving, that's just the universe talking through you. And I know that a lot of the quotes in your books are quotes that come through you from the universe. And we have one of my favorite quotes lined up today, and it's always so great when you can read them. This is the beginning of each chapter in the book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, is where these quotes are found. Can you read that quote to us, please?
Sure, Mike. Yes, thank you. You picked out another beautiful one today. This one's a little bit longer. And I relate it to myself because a lot of times, Mikey, when I'm teaching our brothers and sisters, instead of it being sort of like an esoteric topic, I'll relate it to myself, how it relates to me, what my experience has been, how I've approached it, how I've succeeded at it, or just even the experience, just how I'm going through this, what the experience is in my life. So I've got a little bit of interaction here from me, then I transition it to our fellow brothers and sisters. So to quote in the preface of my book, Manifesting, you can imagine, I have in my subconscious mind what I believe is the greatest gift on earth, and I call it Pappy's magic lamp. I believe you, my fellow brothers and sisters, have your own magic lamp in your subconscious mind as well. And it is my purpose on earth to guide you in how to use it to manifest anything you can imagine and to create successfully. Aladdin's magic lamp only granted him 3 wishes, while Pappy's magic lamp and yours are granted unlimited wishes by Source and its universal intelligence. There is one catch, though. There's one catch. Because the creator never says no, and the universe was created and lives in harmony, alignment, balance, and flow, especially in balance and harmony. The magic lamp source entrusted to us are programmed to take action on both positive and negative suggestions, from ourselves, others, anyone, and anything. Learn how to use your magic lamp to manifest anything you can imagine and guard it with your life. Guard it with your life. My fellow brothers and sisters, as Mikey has stated before on our podcast numerous times, as well as I have, go through my book, Manifesting Anything You Can Imagine. Just read my quotes. Just read the quotes of the book. They are so powerful. I'll promise you, you will read a quote and you'll stop there, and that's fine. If it's the first one you read or the third one or the fifth one or whatever it may be, and just stop there and just let that just soak in. Immerse yourself in it. Let it come through you. Let it get to the rich treasure, into the rich treasure of your subconscious mind. It'll feel like home. It'll feel like home. It'll feel like the greatest home cooked meal that you've ever had. Just sit in it. Sit in that. Your subconscious mind is telling you that it wants nurtured, that it wants, this is that glass of water it's been thirsting for. Lean into that quote. Look into why you feel so strongly about it. Look into why it makes you feel so good. Incorporate into your life. But this one, to remind you, Mikey, thank you for picking such a great quote today about the power of the magic lamp. And this is an unlimited wish magic lamp that lives in the subconscious mind of you, of every one of you, my fellow brothers and sisters, in your subconscious mind. But the one caveat, both good or bad, Source never says no. Every wish that you offer is granted unto you. The challenge is for every 5 thoughts our fellow brothers and sisters are having, 4 are negative. Let's just start to chop that down. So 80 out of 100 are negative. Let's start to get that down to 79 out of 100 are negative, 78, 77. Right there alone, you're improving by 1% better today. Take my belief, as I said earlier today, borrow my belief, my fellow brothers and sisters. That's how much I believe in you. Thank you, Mikey, for a wonderful quote. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's probably one of my favorite quotes in the book. I just want to remind you if you're a successful entrepreneur looking to take your business, life, health, wealth, love, and impact to the next level, the Papi Mindset Manifestation Mastermind and or the Papi Mindset Manifestation Retreats may be just the answer and experience you've been looking for. This is where positive thoughts, emotions, and actions align with ancient wisdom within a tribe of purpose meets profit entrepreneurs who are dedicated to elevating their mindset, their energy, their results, and their fellow brothers and sisters in need. If you're ready to manifest, grow, stretch, and really step into the next newer, higher version of yourself, Pappy's Mastermind and Retreats were created just for you. Thank you so much, Pappy. Can you give us our closing for today?
Yes, thank you, Mikey. And thank you again, Kim, for producing such a great show. Thank you, Mikey, for being the greatest co-host I could ever imagine, for all the love that you share with our entire audience and how much they love you. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today to our podcast, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine. And from the corporate perspective, sort of 2 parts to Pappy Mindset Coach, my brothers and sisters. I've been paying this forward for years through DiNuzzo Wealth Management, DiNuzzo Private Wealth. And as it continues to grow, there needs to be additional sources. So Pappy Mindset Coach, as Mikey said, Pappy Mindset Coaches, the private training that I do, the retreats that we sponsor, in which I share ancient wisdom at the retreats. Most importantly, the Pappy's Inner Circle Mastermind. So any of these ways to get in touch with us, my fellow brothers and sisters, and what I'm interacting with there is impact-driven entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs who want to pay it forward, entrepreneurs who want to take the profit in their company, in their organization, and merge it with purpose. That's the driving force that is forward to be able to serve my core reason why I am on planet Earth. My number one goal, my core purpose is serving the 4 billion fellow brothers and sisters of ours who are living off of less than $5 per day. That's what my 501c3 charity is set up for. That's the whole purpose for all of this to flow through. And I think, Mikey, it's the greatest product on earth. We talk about are you providing in business a product, a service, ideas? What is it? Our product, our service, what we offer, Pappy Mindset Coach, and what comes to me as the vessel to deliver this is knowledge. That's what we are here to deliver is knowledge. Knowledge with our 4 billion fellow brothers and sisters living off less than $5 per day. Knowledge to share with our fellow wonderful brothers and sisters, successful entrepreneurs, so we can all collectively work together to pay this forward, to merge purpose with profit. I've got my 501c3 charity for specifically this purpose, this reason, to share this across planet Earth. So thank you so much, my brothers and sisters. Namaste. Namaste to you. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you. No other higher greeting that we can greet each other with the perfect spirit in each of us greeting each other. Congratulations on the greatest day of your life. Isn't it wonderful? Just throughout your day, just state, isn't it wonderful? Neville Goddard, Goddard. What a wonderful teacher. What a wonderful mentor. What a wonderful member of the table of humanity. Neville Goddard, and again, I say just focus on Pappy, what I teach, but occasionally, if you want to venture out, Neville Goddard is just a great individual. Neville passed away a number of years ago, but just the knowledge, the wisdom, the love that he shared, and he shared just very simple topics. One of his ones was talking about, as I do, how important your self-talk is, that you can manifest anything you can imagine your self-talk. Another one simply is, as I said, Mikey, about gratitude all day long, just asking yourself as you go through your day, isn't it wonderful? And I just love asking that question because it'll lead you right into gratitude as you're walking through whatever room you're in, wherever you're at. Isn't it wonderful? And you just look around and say, I am so thankful for that. I'm so appreciative for this situation. I am so grateful for what I've been blessed with. And what I've told you, my brothers and sisters, you're thinking that thought of thanks, appreciation, or gratitude. apply your feelings and emotions to it, and it's Cape Canaveral, wherever they're launching rocket ships from the United States. It's liftoff. You are lifting off your new life. Give it, apply emotions and feelings to your thanks, appreciation, gratitude. My fellow brothers and sisters, the energy has just been so enjoyable today. I want to thank you for spending the greatest day of your life with me. I, Pappy, am so thankful, so appreciative, so grateful for you. As always, I'm sending you love and light and truth and goodness, awakening, inner knowing, and remembrance. Remembrance, my fellow brothers and sisters, for grand awakening and grand remembrance. Sending my positive energy to you at this very moment in time. And as I say, these are not insignificant words. These are not simple words, my fellow brothers and sisters. When I say love and light, truth and goodness, this is love over hate. Love over hate. You came here to love yourself, love your fellow brothers and sisters, light over darkness, truth over deception, good over evil, goodness over evil. My fellow brothers and sisters, I appreciate at this time, I'm going to give thanks, appreciation, gratitude to all my wonderful entrepreneurial fellow brothers and sisters who are helping me to pay this forward, who are merging their purpose with profit, who are helping me to go into these continents, go into these countries, Africa, South America, India, all across the globe, and share this knowledge, share this ancient wisdom. So I thank you, my fellow brothers and sisters who are bringing their life's work together and having true impact. These are true impact-driven entrepreneurs that I have been blessed to work with, who are in my tribe, who are helping me, who share a common vision for what Papi Mindset Coach stands for. My fellow brothers and sisters, in closing, most powerful words you can state are I am, and you state these to yourself, and you recognize this power, this limitless power lives within you. Step into the perfections you've been giving. Step into the power that you've been given. Step into this, my fellow brothers and sisters, and recognize this God spark inside of you. When you say this and you get comfortable, when you say you're a little bit uncomfortable, those are your limiting beliefs, and they will dissipate. They'll get smaller and smaller and smaller. I want you to stand tall. I want you to be looking straight ahead. I want you to be with your chest out, your shoulders back. You can have your arms extended, but I want you to own this. I want you to own it. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that. I am. My fellow brothers and sisters, you are that you are. I am that I am. Yeshua would say that prayer more than anything else when he was giving blessings over his food and water before he nourished himself with the food that allowed to enter into his body. I am that. I am. My fellow brothers and sisters, love and blessings to you. Love and blessings to you and your inner circle. Love and blessings to you and the 5 fellow brothers and sisters who are closest to you, that are going to determine the success in your life. The number one predictor of success in your life. Place Pappy in your inner circle. You don't even have to pay me, obviously. I've got all these things that I'm looking to give away as many things as I possibly can for free. Place Pappy in your inner circle. Place this ancient wisdom in your inner circle. Place this love and light and truth and goodness in your inner circle. My fellow brothers and sisters, I love you. I love you dearly. Love and blessings to you and your family. Until we meet again, namaste. That's a wrap for this episode of Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. Keep those dreams big and your mindset unstoppable. Take one step today toward the life you're manifesting, because you can create anything you imagine. If you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Visit PapiMindsetCoach.com for more resources, and follow us at Papi Mindset Coach on social platforms for daily inspiration. If you love this episode, share it with someone ready to transform their life. Until next time, stay focused, stay positive, and keep on manifesting your best life. See you soon.